Hey everyone, today I'm back doing another video. This video is going to be a first impressions on a palette that I just happened to find one day scrolling through Instagram, and that is the Dirty Dancing palette from Sola Look Cosmetics. Now, I first saw this, I don't know when it was. It had to have been like at least a few months ago. I was just scrolling through Instagram and then I saw, you know how like Instagram has like those little like advertisement posts like while you're like scrolling through. I just happened to see like an advertisement for Sola Look Cosmetics, their Instagram page, and they were posting stuff about how they were coming out with a Dirty Dancing palette because of the 30-year... Oh my god, sorry, there's like a bird right outside my window and it scared the crap out of me. But anyways, they were coming out with a Dirty Dancing palette for the 30-year anniversary of the movie. And right when I saw that, I clicked on their page, I followed them, I kept up to date, like when the palette was gonna be coming out. I pre-ordered this palette, like I was just so excited to get it. I was a little nervous because I've never heard of Sola Look before, and I was a little nervous that like it was like a scam or something because I didn't really pay attention to it. I didn't do too much research into like the company or anything like that. I just saw like Dirty Dancing palette and I just like bought it, you know what I mean? But I got it and it's intact. It wasn't a scam, but I did do a little bit of research on Sola Look, and I believe they're a newer cosmetics company. And I can't remember because it's been a little while since I looked this up, but I think they came out with like just lip products, and then they started going into like eyeshadow palettes and things like that. I think they did like another, it was like Flashdance. I've never seen that movie, but they did like a palette for the movie Flashdance. And then this is, I believe, is their second eyeshadow palette of like they did like after a movie. But I love Dirty Dancing. Like, if you don't love Dirty Dancing, I feel like there's something wrong with you. Just kidding. But I love this movie. So that's like when I saw that a palette was going to be coming out, I just had to get it. Oh, and a little side note, if you're wondering what lipstick I'm wearing, or maybe if you're noticing my highlight, I did film another first impressions video just before I started filming this one of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics and the Manny MUA collaboration. So I will link that down below if you haven't already checked that out. These are obviously going to be pre-recorded videos because you know me and my pre-recorded videos game. I always pre-record videos like months in advance. So I believe by the time I'm putting this video up, it's going to be like way after I put the Jeffree Star Cosmetics and the Manny MUA video up. But either way, I will link that down in the description box if you would like to check it out. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into the review of this palette. So if you would like to see more into this palette, what the packaging looks like, swatches, my thoughts on the palette, then just keep on watching this video. All right, so here's just a little close up. As you can see, it looks just like the cover of the movie, which I thought was so cool. They kind of made it look like a VHS tape. And then here is what the back looks like, and there is like a little blurb up here I can just read for you guys. When Dirty Dancing was released in 1987, no one thought the phrase "nobody puts baby in a corner" would still resonate 30 years later. The story of a naive yet passionate young woman who falls in love with a street-smart dance instructor during her summer vacation appealed to people from all walks of life. Sola Look is proud to present a beauty palette inspired by this cult classic. The palette contains a liquid matte lipstick, 4 eyeshadows, and 1 highlighter. Help us celebrate the 30-year anniversary of one of the most beloved movies of all time. And then it just lists a bunch of other, you know, random stuff right there. So that's what the back looks like. And then this is just a little sleeve. So when you go ahead and take the sleeve off, this is what the actual palette looks like. So here's the front of the palette. Oh my god, I love this palette so much, you guys. You have no idea. So yes, that's just what the front of it looks like. And then the back of it looks like this, the iconic dance move from that movie. So cute that they included that. And then this palette has like a little like magnet closure, as you can see. So to open the palette, ta-da! And then there's like a mirror and like more pictures, which I will show you in a second. But that's just what all of the eyeshadows and highlighters look like. And then you have the liquid lipstick up here. I'm trying so hard not to like gouge my nail in these, so trying to be very careful. But yeah, those are what those look like, and the colors, and then I will go into like swatches and their names in a little bit, but to show you the mirror and like what the picture looks like at the top, I'll try it without like blinding you guys, and like, can you see that all right? So yeah, so those are just the mirror right there, and then you have a couple pictures at the top by the mirror. So yeah, that is what the palette looks like. Oh, and this is cute at like, right here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because it's in white, but it says nobody puts baby in the corner, right there. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like. I just love this palette. I just think it's perfect for like collecting purposes. That was kind of my main reason for getting it. Like I didn't even care what the colors looked like I didn't even care what the palette contained. I just wanted it no matter what. But yeah, like the back said on the palette, or on like the little sleeve that it came in, you have 4 eyeshadows. So you have 2 over here, and then 2 over here, and then you have the highlighting shade, and then the liquid lipstick at the top. So I think I will start off with the eyeshadows, then I'll go to the highlighter, and then the liquid lipstick. So the first color in this palette is a purple color. I wouldn't say it's like completely matte. I feel like from far away it kind of looks like a matte shade, but up close you can definitely see a few shimmers in it, and it is a nice purple shade, and it is in the color Cha Cha. The next eyeshadow color in this palette is definitely a sparkly one. Overall it is a red color, but then the sparkles in it are like a gold color. Gorgeous color. I was definitely drawn to this color when I first saw swatches, or when I first looked at the palette myself. So yeah, that's what that color looks like. And this color is named I Carried a Watermelon, which is probably my favorite name out of all of the other eyeshadows, highlighter, and liquid lipsticks. Like that's just a perfect name, especially for that color. All right, the third eyeshadow in this palette is kind of a gray matte color. I would say overall it's matte, but I feel like there might be a few shimmers in there, so I guess it can't really be matte. But yeah, it's just a nice, light gray color with not too many shimmers in it, and this is named Back to the Playpen. The fourth and final eyeshadow in this palette is a nice black color. You can never go wrong by putting a black in an eyeshadow palette, in my personal opinion. And this one, I can see a little bit of shimmer in there as well. I would say out of all of the colors, the black might be the most matte. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Kind of between the gray and the black, they both have very slight shimmers in them. But yeah, the black color is named Johnny Castle. Next we'll move on to the highlighter shade, which kind of looks like an orange corally color in the palette. I'm very interested to swatch this and see what it looks like. And for being a highlighter, I don't see too many shimmers in there, but I mean, you know, it could totally be different when I swatch it. But it doesn't look too shimmery in the palette, but this color is named Merengue. And then finally, the liquid lip in this palette. Just by looking at the outside packaging of the color, it kind of looks like a nudie, orangey shade, I would say, or almost like a burnt orange. And this color is in the name Baby. All right, so from swatching all the shades, I think the eyeshadow colors are a bit chalky. Just from swatching them once, I feel like the pigmentation didn't come out very good, especially in the purple and the red shade. These two right here, I feel like the swatches didn't look that pretty. I'm gonna try and like swatch them again, kind of build them up a little bit and see how that works. Okay, so building them up, they are definitely buildable. I feel like maybe because I'm using this side of my arm and the hairs are kind of making the swatches look a little like, you know, wonky. But I feel like they're definitely more chalky, but they are buildable. So I'm very interested to actually try them on the eyes with like using actual like eyeshadow brushes and a primer. I wonder if they would apply a little bit better. I feel like the gray and black color didn't turn out as bad swatch-wise compared to the red and the purple, but I did build these up a little bit as well. If you can see that all right, so these are definitely buildable as well, just like the purple and the red. Definitely more on the chalky side, but I'm very interested to see how they apply on the eyes and see if they are more buildable on the eyes or if they look a little bit different using an eyeshadow primer. As far as the highlighter, it definitely is very like a pinky coral color. I'm interested to see what it would look like on the cheeks. I wonder if, you know, it would just be like a line of like blue on your face, you know what I mean? I wonder if like it is, you know, blendable and it's not as like, you know, bam, I have pink on my face, you know what I mean? So it definitely is more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. That was kind of my biggest concern, that the highlighter was gonna be like the same color in a swatch as it looks in the palette, because in the palette it is like that like coral pink orangey color, and from swatching it, it definitely is that color. So that was a little bit of concern, but I'm just blending it out a little bit on my arm to see if that kind of breaks up the color a little bit and makes it not as harsh, and that definitely worked a little bit. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but it's definitely not as like, you know, bam, coral color as it was when I first swatched it. Compared, you know, blending it out, it kind of broke up the color a little bit, but it definitely is still there. So I would have to try it on my face. I can't really do that now because I just did my like previous review on another highlighter, so I already have highlighter on my face, but I'm definitely gonna have to try this out on the cheeks to see what it looks like. But as a highlighter, it is a really pretty color. It's nice and shimmery, which that was another concern of mine, because in the palette it doesn't look as shimmery, I would say. But I mean, I feel like that is kind of similar to other highlighters. Like there are other highlighters that I have tried that don't look that shimmery in the pan, but when obviously you swatch it or you put it on your cheeks, you can definitely see that shine and that highlight coming out. Now, out of everything that I have swatched, I would have to say the liquid lip is my favorite. Just from one swipe, it is very pigmented. It definitely looks a little bit darker on the skin compared to how it looks in the tube, but overall it is a gorgeous color, and it is definitely a color that I would wear. It's kind of like a burnt red color. I don't know, it's kind of like that reddy brown color, if that makes any sense. It's a gorgeous color, super pigmented, and I would love to try it on the lips to see what it looks like. I think I'm gonna love it though. And like I said, from swatching everything else, I think the liquid lip is probably my favorite so far. But then again, I feel like, me personally, I don't like to give like final thoughts just on swatches. I'd rather, you know, with the eyeshadows, I'd rather apply them on my eyes to give my final thoughts, and apply the highlighter on my cheeks to give my final thoughts, if that makes any sense. But I just wanted to do the swatches for you guys and show you the colors in this palette just to kind of give an idea of what they look like. But I have seen other people on social media trying this palette out, and their makeup looks came out beautifully, so I definitely have hope for this palette and the colors that they will apply beautifully, and that they're pigmented and everything like that. So overall, my final thoughts just for the swatches themselves, not really my final thoughts for the products, but just from doing the swatches and for this video, I think the eyeshadows are a little bit chalky, which kind of makes me nervous. I don't really like chalky eyeshadows, but they are buildable from what I can tell, building up the colors on the swatches, and that kind of builds up the pigment as well. The highlighter, I am a little bit concerned that it kind of, you know, keeps that like coral color on your skin, but from blending it out, it definitely takes away that coral color. So I definitely have more hope for the highlighter, and I definitely want to try it on my cheeks one of these times. As far as the liquid lipstick, I would say that is my favorite out of everything that I've swatched in this palette. I think it's a beautiful color. I can't really say how it applies on the lips or if it's patchy on the lips or anything, but just from doing one swatch, this was just one swipe, it's very pigmented. So I really, so far from just doing the swatches, I don't really have any complaints about the liquid lip. But yeah, that's basically it of my first impressions review on this Dirty Dancing palette from Sola Look. Even though I'm still going to be experimenting with all of the products in this palette, like the eyeshadows and the highlighters, I'm still so happy that I got this palette, because like I said, I love this movie, and the main reason I got this was just for collection purposes. So even if the eyeshadows and the highlighters don't really work for me when it comes to putting them on the eyes and the cheeks or anywhere on the rest of the face, I'm still happy that I got it, because I think this is a great collector piece to have in your makeup collection. So yeah, overall, just the appearance of the palette I'm very happy with, and I'm super happy that I was able to get my hands on it. If you have any other questions about this palette, I'm not 100% sure if it's still available. When I bought it, I think it was around $36, $40, somewhere around in that range. If you have any other questions about this palette, please make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I will try to answer any of your questions to the best of my ability. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you enjoyed this first impressions review on this Dirty Dancing palette, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I'm gonna get going for now, but I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, everyone.